All right, let's talk about Bryce Young, who, had been playing, I thought, really well since coming back from being benched. This game was not so good. So let's talk about what went wrong here and maybe what are some things that he needs to fix going forward. How concerning is this game? Or is it just like, hey, even the best quarterbacks have bad games, no worries. Well, let's get into it. First, let's start off with a positive. This is a positive play. Like, yes, there were positives in this game. It's going to be Jalen Corker, who is, he actually ended up as easily their leading receiver, more than double the receiving yards of the next player, largely due to a play that we'll talk about later on. But you're going to see right here, 3rd down and 5. It's essentially going to be a one-on-one matchup. Watch as this is a really nice route by Corker to fake as though he's going maybe more deep, then cuts over the middle. There's a window, but this is also really well timed by Bryce Young, right? This is kind of I think part of why you saw some Tua comparisons with him personally, because they went from the same school, but also because he can throw with anticipation, which is what he's doing here. And as you see, it's, well thrown, well timed. They're able to get the completion. So yeah, like there was some good stuff here by Bryce Young. And there was, we can actually even get into the biggest play of the game. It's this one, and by biggest play, I mean biggest play in a positive way for the Panthers. There were debatably bigger plays in negative ways that we'll get into, but this is a zone coverage concept. 42 seconds left in the half. This is just after Dallas fumbles, and to be honest, this is just a blown coverage, where you see how there's a receiver running a deep shot. That's Corker's route, which is really supposed to be a setup route here. However, when Young takes the snap, he looks up and realizes that, hey, the setup route is the one that's actually open. Dallas blows this coverage. I'll give Bryce Young credit for this. He does read this very quickly. He quickly realizes that Corker is open and is, there's no one behind him. Because of this, and he also gets the ball there in a hurry. Corker does a good job at running after the catch. They're able to get into the end zone for a touchdown. So, really good stuff by Bryce Young and by the Panthers and all of that. At the same time, this was a blown coverage play that gave you, 83 yards on the play. That definitely helps out the stats. But hey, I mean, again, you can say it's a stat inflating play. You can say it's all luck. You can say, hey, yards are yards. At the end of the day, it was a good play that does probably get inflated due to the stats. I think both things can be true. Now let's go to some issues. There were some issues in this game. There just were. I mean, the biggest issue to me with Young was protecting the football. Really with fumbles was a big issue in this game for Carolina. So this play, it's a 1st down and 10 early on in the game, first quarter tie game. Young is going to take the snap. It actually starts off pretty well, where you see Micah Parsons looks like it doesn't start off well. Looks like it starts off bad. Micah Parsons is looking like he's about to tackle Bryce Young. Here's the good part. Young jukes out Micah Parsons, but before he can celebrate, he dives forward and the ball gets punched out. Only had one hand on the ball diving forward and ends up, losing the football. So at the end of the day, again, it was a good defensive play for sure, but at the same time, you only had one hand on the football. There was contact and you lost the football. Got to be better at protecting it because they were in the red zone. They could have taken an early lead. Because of this, weren't able to. A play like this was another one so this is just starting the second half. So they get that big play and you're thinking, all right, well, here we go. Carolina trying to make a game of this once again. Things, maybe weren't perfect in the first half, but you're only down 3. Watch that Dallas interior defensive lineman. Watch as he's going to get through, not untouched, but did not get slowed down too much. That is, not what you want there. For Bryce Young, this is not his fault, right? The fact that he's in this situation, what is he supposed to do? Bad job by the blocking. Sometimes you're in these situations as a quarterback. He does have 2 hands on the football, but still it does get knocked out. And again, I don't put him as the primary guy I'm blaming for that, but usually at the end of the day, for the quarterback, if it's not one of those you're getting hit as you're throwing the football type of fumbles, you can't fumble the football. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. If I was playing quarterback, I would fumble every time someone tackled me. But at the end of the day, more quarterbacks, there are some quarterbacks who fumble less, some who fumble more. Got to protect the football here. You just do. Heading over here, I did think that the Cowboys defensive line was able to really frustrate Bryce Young in this game. I mean, you have this play, which is Micah Parsons, who there's been a lot of talk about Micah Parsons kind of off the field stuff. Not really with him doing stuff off the field, but is he going to be traded? All of that stuff. He's going up one-on-one here against, it's Akeem Ekwonu, the former first-round pick, who's a good tackle for the Panthers, been a good tackle all season. Here, though, you see Parsons just gets around him quickly enough that for Bryce Young, I mean, he gets clobbered. Hey, good job by Bryce Young holding on to the football there because he got blindsided. So, got to give him credit when you hold on to it. But at the same time, not a great play by Carolina, right? He also threw 2 picks. Let's talk about those. So the first one is, it's weird because this is not necessarily a turnover-worthy play, but it is a bad play that results in a turnover. So let's talk about it. It's zone coverage. You see the concept on the screen where the 3 receivers to the offense's right are all running routes going more over the middle. This is good against this type of concept because Dallas only has 2 players in charge of covering the first down marker, which is just 3 yards away. So, okay, you have 3 players, they only have 2. That math works out, right? Just looking at it now with the concept that the Cowboys are showing which route appears to be the best route to look towards. Probably the one closest towards the sideline, right? Well, when Young takes a snap, it gets even more obvious. Yes, that route towards the sideline would be open here, would be a first down. Bryce Young is not going to throw it in that direction. He's throwing it to Adam Thielen, which, okay, I get it. Adam Thielen is very good. I understand that sometimes it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the numbers on the back of the jerseys, right? But still, I would have rather him throw it to Jatavian Sanders, who's closest to the sideline here. It's a tight throw. It's deflected up and intercepted. Okay, that part's unlucky. That probably shouldn't have been an interception. Bad break there. But still, it was a bad play by Young. So, sometimes the football gods frown upon you in certain ways, and I think that's kind of what happened there. And then heading over here, so this was the other interception, and I think, we'll get into the play concept, but first, just the situation. It's a 3rd down and 10. It's a 16-point game. I mean, it's a difficult situation with 4.5 minutes left in the game. Now, the game isn't over. You could score 2 touchdowns and get 2 2-point conversions and tie the game and then win it in overtime. That has happened before, right? But you're going to need a lot of work, and really taking a chance here is totally understandable. So you see this route, Adam Thielen trying to split the 2 safeties. I understand why Young is looking here. Young is going to take the snap, and he looks down the field, and I think he's just kind of a little late on this and maybe a little slow in getting the ball there because there was a window right here. I would have rather seen him get rid of this ball a little earlier if you are going to take this chance. As you see, it gets intercepted. I'm not really going to crush him for this one, though. Okay, I would have liked to see him. It could have been a little bit of a better ball, but at the end of the day, I mean, you have to take a chance. You have to try and make something happen. It's hard to be perfect in this situation, and you needed to basically be perfect to make something happen. Wasn't quite able to happen. Give him credit for at least not, going down swinging, which is nice. Listen, I didn't think Young played very well in this game. I didn't. I thought that there were mistakes. I don't think it was all his fault. I did not think this was his best game, and at the end of the day, you can't turn the ball over 4 times. That's just, you're not going to win many football games doing that. That being said, he did have some nice plays, and listen, he's not going to be a quarterback who just never has a bad game, right? We knew that at some point he was going to have a bad game again. It is what it is. You just hope he continues to, shake it off and move in the right direction as we saw him earlier. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.